It's prediction time. This is the dawn of a new age, the new earth. And if you stumbled across this message, this prediction video will be a little bit different than you're accustomed to. We're in the vibration of authenticity. How's everyone doing? It's good to see everyone. Everyone's ready for 2021. Everyone's tired of 2020, right? But it's much needed. Evolution occurs under great pressure, and the collective is all evolving right now as we're all under great pressure. It's forcing us to evolve. But we're in already new energies, and we're headed towards even greater energies. But we're going to see that just like everything else in life, it happens in shifts. So it's not all going to happen at once. 2020 needs to go. It's on the way out, Tina. It's on the way out. So everyone's excited to be here for the live. I appreciate your presence. I'm grateful for all of you. And today we're going to talk about what's coming up in 2021. We're going to do it to the best of our ability. I don't have a crystal ball, but when we start to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, we're able to see authentically what's coming up as future proves past. And we all said that 2020 was the year of clear vision, right? So a lot of the collective is seeing clearly now. They're seeing the matrix for what it is. And 2021, it's going to have an energy theme, and it's going to be expansion. But we need to look at this authentically and how we're going to go through this shift. So I'm going to go through this, and then afterwards we'll all hang out, have a good time, and prepare for 2021. 2020's out of here now, right? 2020's out. And now it's 2021 because we're winning now, right? The year we're going to be winning. Let's take a look at what's down the road on our journey. Hello, everyone. I am Michael, and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. 2021 brings with it an energy theme. And the overlying theme is expansion. That's what we're seeing, expansion. That energy theme was part of the great conjunction that passed. Like I said before, everything happens in shifts. So it's not going to happen on one day. It will shift over time. And as we enter 2021, this will be the year of expansion. We might not expect it right out of the box. I know sometimes we want to see the change right away. But authentically, that's not how this happens. It's going to happen in shifts. So we're seeing the shift, and we're seeing the expansion. We're seeing the expansion of the 5D. We're seeing the expansion of the vibrations of love and authenticity, and the beings that personify those vibrations. So we're going to see the expansion of the energy themes of authenticity and love, and the people that are exemplifying these vibrations, these frequencies. Love and authenticity expand. And we're going to see the contraction of the 3D. We're going to see the collapse of fear and shame and the beings that personify the vibrations of fear and shame. Fear and shame will continue to collapse, and we will see the expansion of love and authenticity. That's what this is all about. We are seeing a collapse. A lot of us will be fearful because of subconscious programs of the word or the term apocalypse. We're in the apocalypse now, but authentically, apocalypse means a great reveal. And everything is going to be revealed and given back to the people. And that's what I'll be talking about, is what will be given back to the people. So we're seeing this expansion, but we always must remember that free will is the law of the universe. And everyone is in different situations right now across the world. And even though we might be awake, we're waiting and saying, well, things aren't getting better. And we must remember the laws of the universe and free will. So if you're hearing this and you say, how come nothing is getting better? You need to fine tune your core frequency to the frequency of love and authenticity for the 5D earth. So ask yourself, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what have you done today to help create the 5D earth? I can't give it to you, nor can anyone else. Nobody's coming to save us. We must do it ourselves. So we get up in the morning and we could say to ourselves, what have we done today to help create the 5D earth? And when we reach critical mass, I talked about that a long time ago, reaching critical mass, and we're reaching critical mass now, then the rest of the population will experience the 5D earth. And this will become your role. This is a divine plan. And people will come to you for the answers. And you are positioned strategically around the world. And this will be part of the expansion of 2021. A lot of people will have many questions. Question everything, light warriors, because questioning everything is your birthright. And you could provide those answers. But we're leaving the age of people blindly believing, and now everyone is going to start to ask the question. In science, everything begins with asking the question. So you need to ask the question. In 2021, there will be a lot of questions. We're expanding and we're questioning everything. And that's going to be the overlying energy theme of 2021. Gotta hydrate. There will be 3. Going out on a limb here. Right? 3 tangible, we'll call it disclosures. And we will see the release of hidden technology or abilities for healing. So at some point during this year, we're going to expand, and healing capacity will be released for the people. We will also see the disclosure or release that there are better ways, more efficient ways to travel, transportation. And when we're sharing these newer concepts, like even on my journey, I've said to people, I said, we don't need to travel with airplanes anymore. Airplanes are obsolete. And I had people go, what do you mean? Airplanes are obsolete. Airplanes are obsolete. Airplanes are obsolete. We could travel vast distances more efficiently in less fake linear time. So we will see the release of some sort of transportation that will move people more efficiently and faster, because the travel modes that we have now are obsolete. A lot of these things we always want to remember. When they tell you something on the tell lies to your vision, they probably had this technology like 4 years ago. So everything is like 4 years behind. They don't tell you right away. So we're going to see, starting this year, that instantly the people will get these advancements and technologies instead of having to wait. Instead of others, the controllers having it and holding it back from the people will be given the access to these wonderful technologies. Most of them were developed by Nikola Tesla. But a lot of these technologies and teachings were swept under the rug. But we will start to see the disclosure and release of these technologies, of these advancements that will serve the greatest purpose for our people. And the third thing that we're going to experience in 2021 would be the disclosure or further disclosure of other life forms, extraterrestrial beings, other dimensional beings. There's many of them. We've had a little bit of disclosure, but a lot of it has been held back. But we're going to see more and more, like a cascade. And if you want evidence, you could find it on our channel, as they've already appeared behind me. Commanders on the ground. So we will see the disclosure of new healing technologies and advancements, new ways for transportation, and disclosure of other life forms. We have been held in a box of limiting beliefs because everything is held in the subconscious mind. In 2021, we are going to see the expansion of mental health awareness. And you and I will be leading the charge for this, because all of our people deal with mental health every single day. The most important conversation you're going to have is with yourself. And in 2021, it's going to be expansive how mental health is going to be put front and center. A lot of people are struggling with their mental health this past year, but it's out of here now, right? So we're going to see an expansion of mental health awareness. And it's very important for all people, and especially our children. Nothing else matters besides your mental health. You could have all the money in the world, all the possessions in the world, but it's not worth anything if you don't have superior mental health. Our health comes first in 2021. We're going to see the further collapse. A lot of people have already awakened to this, of the material world, material possessions. Authentically, they're not worth much. Due to subconscious programs, people were placed in the ego, and narcissistic agendas were developed, consume, and get all these possessions. Now that we can't really do much, people are realizing that it's what's inside of us and the people that we surround ourselves with that's the most important thing for our everyday lives. People might say, how could there be so much advancement in just 1 year? but 2021 is just the start. Remember authentically, this happens in shifts. There's still work to be done, light warriors. So don't expect it, New Year's, hooray, and then everything changes. Doesn't work that way. But since future proves past, at the end of 2021, we could look back and see the change. Just like how we could look back at 2020 and look at that original message and how we're seeing with clear vision now. Higher percentage of the world's population is seeing clearly 2020. And it was very important for us because now when we're put under this great stress, we're able to reconnect to source frequency, reconnect to the core creative frequencies and what's authentically important in our everyday lives. So I want to conclude with a quote from Nikola Tesla. People might say, how can there be so much advancement in 1 year? The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all of the previous centuries in its existence. We will have more advancement and expansion in the next decade than all of the previous centuries in our existence. And so it is. All right, Light Warriors. How was that one? Katie, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's my honor to do this. And some people might have stumbled across this, and this might be a little bit different than what you're used to, because we're going to present authentically, and we're going to do the best job that we can. We're not just looking for clickbait. So that's what we're looking towards in 2021. You're welcome, Serenity. Yeah, Tesla knew a lot. Just going through the comments. It's important to realize what means the most in life. And it's the people. And it's not the possessions, it's the people. And you need to have the right people that are going to help you expand, right, in 2021. So 2021 is about expansion. So we might reflect back at this past year, maybe the last few years. We say, this hasn't really been expansive so far, but you need to, if you have too many energetic cords of things that are worthless, you don't have room to hold on to something very, very valuable to you. So we're cutting the cords, we're losing the dense energies, and now we have room to hold on to better things for our everyday life. Melissa DC, thank you very much. I appreciate you. So we want to remember that a lot of the things that I just spoke about as well, they've already been developed. And they were probably developed years ago. But we're not conscious about it. This is about the expansion of human consciousness. 80% of what was taught to us was a lie. And we're actually seeing the scientific evidence of the collective consciousness expanding. And if you're new to this message, You just stumbled across this. I speak about the Schumann resonance. And the Schumann resonance, as it expands, it's connected to human consciousness and brain waves. So this energy can either expand us, or it's an example of human consciousness expanding. So that's where we are. And we always have to remember that free will is the law of the universe. So it's not enough to just sit and do nothing, because there are multiple timelines and there are multiple possibilities. Free will is if everyone's just sat down and did nothing, nothing would be accomplished. So we need to wake up. See, it just came to me right now, right? If you want to make a New Year's resolution, here it comes, for 2021, ask yourself every single day, what did I do today to help create the 5D Earth? What did I do today to help create the new Earth? Ask yourself that question every day. And all you need to do is help awaken one other person, help raise the vibration of one other person, and you've done your job. You don't have to do a million different things. I spoke about this before. We're all different. We all have unique abilities. I can do things that you can't do, and you can do things that I can't do. And collectively, we are the Rainbow Warriors of the Hopi Prophecy. So we want to keep that in mind. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do it all, and neither do I. We need to play our authentic role. We're not here to carry everything ourselves. Everyone's able to carry, say, a certain amount of weight. But one person doesn't have to lift the whole world. But if everyone helps to lift, we could get it moving. So that's why it's done by a collective effort. And we're all doing different things. Erin, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Is that like a fox holding the heart? I appreciate that. So it's important to be conscious of this. We have been given subconscious programs that make us give our power away. And it's nobody's fault. It's just been passed down through generations. And the authentic power lies inside of you. And collectively, we're the ones that are causing this shift. We are the ones that are creating the new Earth. And a lot of this has been prophesized in the past. A lot of you know I speak about Dolores Cannon. She's no longer with us anymore. But since Future Proof's past, we could go back and look at her work. I don't see it stopping now. So everything has fallen into place so far. I don't see a drastic, then it just stops. So it's important to know this, but you still have to have free will. Because if everyone sits down and does nothing and just says, when is the 5D Earth coming? Right? It's not going to come. So what are you doing today that is going to help create the 5D Earth? Start today. I'm making this transmission before 2021, right? So start a little early. What are you doing today to help create the new Earth? It starts with one person. And there's a lot of power in that. Even if you plant the seeds that you plant within others, it still helps to expand human consciousness. It opens the door to other possibilities, because then there are no other possibilities. It's just what the narrative is. So it's important to focus every day on something that you can do to help create the 5D Earth. And that's important. You know, some things they're not in our control, and those are, well, at least two of the things that I talked about. The third one I could control a little bit, right? We could have the release of medical advancements, hopefully the med beds. Nikola Tesla said that we could heal our bodies with light and sound. So does Michael. And we've learned that 93% of the function of DNA is light and sound reception and transmission. So we can actually use these advancements of light and sound to heal the body. You could do this in your everyday life by using and applying solfeggio frequencies to help heal your body. But this will be important for the people. You know, there's attempts to separate us. And the disclosure and the release of technology that will help us travel more efficiently. If we're able to travel more efficiently, it brings us closer together. Life is so much better when we are all together. I heard that somewhere, right? So if we have the more efficient tech, a lot of people, including myself, they don't want to have to go, you know, spend 2.5 hours at an airport, then travel for 5 hours or more, and then get in the air. No, it's a little, you know, sometimes it could take, if you need to travel someplace, it could actually take almost the full day just to get somewhere else. So it's not efficient and it's not easy for a lot of people, but we could travel. See where I am. I know we're a global channel. You could travel across country, any country really. You could travel across from pillar to post in an hour. And, you know, we have to remember during our journey and as we awaken people, I'll use that as an example. I've said that to many people. I've said that, you know, airplanes are obsolete. I'll use this as an example. And then I'll get, what do you mean airplanes are obsolete? Airplanes are obsolete. Now release the real technology for our people, right? Everyone hears these messages, right? So it's important that these two things are released. Sherry, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's my honor to do this. And we're going to be more familiar with other life forms, whatever you want to call it, whatever your experiences are, whether they're extraterrestrials or interdimensional beings. We're going to become very familiar with them. If you want to see a collaboration of evidence that I've compiled, you want to go to my video on the Galactic Federation of Light. And they're going to find those by the core vibrational frequency that they give off. Now, for me on my journey, all I have is a little evidence from a distance. I know several of you have had your experiences with other life forms close up. So, you know, it's a small percentage of the population, and it's going to expand exponentially. And don't be afraid to share your story, dear one. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. I was actually just speaking to a friend of mine. We actually worked on a video together last night. It'll be out soon. And, you know, he said that some of the biggest deniers are actually the biggest believers. And you'd be surprised it's actually true, because like even earlier on my journey, I would be like that a lot because I want to have that tangible evidence. And if you have the tangible evidence, then it gives it validation. We don't want to blindly believe. And I agree with that. And that's why there's a lot of pushback on other life forms. And that's why it's a great honor and blessing that a lot of them show up behind me in my videos when I'm out in nature. They don't show up here though. They might be here. Who knows, right? Yeah, a long time ago, I spoke about this before. Years ago, when I was younger on my journey, I watched the show Ancient Aliens, and there was an interview with a Native American man, and he was at a location in Arizona, and there was a lot of craft and certain other life forms that would come there, and he was able to perceive them. But when he was given the interview, he said, you wouldn't see them because they vibrate on a different frequency. Now, I heard this maybe 9-10 years ago. And when I was younger, I didn't understand what he meant. But today I understand what he means, because on our journey, we're thinking in human terms. We have these human eyes that only see invisible light. But visible light is only a small fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum. So there actually can be a being, because we are actually beings of light. Did you know our DNA emits photons? And if you're hearing all this for the first time, I appreciate if you subscribe to our channel. Maybe smash the like button. Should they smash the like button? I got smash the likes. Smash it. Break your phone. Don't break your phone. I'm just kidding. But we're learning the truth about our reality. So we actually are light. As we're shifting right now, we're actually becoming more energy and less matter. It's a different way of looking at these things. So I'm digressing a little bit. But when we get to other life forms, there could be other life forms that vibrate on a different frequency than us. So they might be outside of the visible light spectrum, and the craft or whatever is up in the sky behind me is at a different point of the electromagnetic spectrum. So the camera can pick it up, but you might not be able to see it with your own eyes. I know that some of you could see things, right? And we all have our experiences. Like on my journey, I've had only a small amount of, experiences of seeing, but only short flashes and things. Some of you are able to see it all the time. That's why I told you everyone has different abilities. I might not have those abilities. I'm kind of sealed in the forehead because these things have to be figured out authentically, right? Without outside distractions, makes it authentic. So, Regina, energy matters. Yeah. Yeah. So, Eve, you see it? Yeah, I know a lot of people could see it. That's why I've said before, I can't hide from you and you can't hide from me. We're all in each other's energy. And that's why a lot of narcissists are having trouble during this time period, because everyone's seeing clearly and you can't hide. I know I can't hide, right? You guys can't hide. You could run, but you can't hide, right? Light warriors. Oh, Lisa, got England in the house. I appreciate that. Thank you, Eve. Yes. So we're looking at expansion in 2021. We know that 2020 was rough, but it is necessary so that we could see clearly. And free will is the law of the universe. And that's why Dolores Cannon said that there will be those that get left behind. You cannot force someone to awaken. So all you could do is shine your light. And if someone is interested in what you have to share, they will naturally and authentically gravitate towards you. That's kind of how our community has grown, right? We slowly grow day after day. We haven't even had a viral video yet, and we're this big. Maybe today will be the viral video, right? Luminita, I hope I said it right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very grateful. So you just need to be authentic. And there is a divine plan, there's a divine design, and there's divine timing. So we will see this shift of expansion in 2021. When it will happen, we shouldn't expect it right out of the box. But, when, maybe March rolls around and then the summer rolls around, and we could always go future proofs past. We could look back at today from March, and we could look back from July, right, to now, and then December of next year, we could look back and see the change. And a lot of things, they might not be what we expected, right? It might not be what we expected. A lot of these ancient texts that we read, we kind of interpret it a certain way. But we're kind of seeing how these things are authentically playing out. It might be just a little different than what we expected. So it's important that we just go with the flow, because a lot of things are bigger than us, right? So there's certain things that we can't control. We cannot control what is around us. Heard that somewhere too. So you could only control yourself. So the moral of the story is, when we reach critical mass, and I will share that if you've never seen that original video on reaching critical mass, then we will know that the event has been carried out. And the event is the constant shift of human consciousness. And it doesn't happen on one day. It happens day after day until the shift. Justin, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good morning to you too. So please keep in mind that the power has been inside of you all along. So we're seeing the expansion. We're seeing the expansion of energies, and we could also have the release of hidden technologies and advancements that will help serve the greatest purpose for all of humanity. And we no longer give permission to hide these truths and advancements from people, because people, there's real suffering. And we've spoken about this. A lot of people, we have to be real sometimes, not always have fake positivity. There are real people that are suffering today. And their suffering can be removed by the release of these technologies. So we no longer give permission for these technologies to be hidden from the people. And we need to keep moving forward and share this consciousness. And let's make more people conscious that we have the advancements already that will serve the greatest purpose of humanity. And a lot of these advancements were developed by the great Nikola Tesla. And he wanted to give the world free energy. But for some reason, this man was shunned. And his reputation back in the day was tarnished. And you'd hear about, oh, he was a crazy scientist. So the tactics that were used years ago are still used today. We can reflect back on Nikola Tesla, and a lot of you have been learning about him. And he left us the breadcrumbs. So now we, the people, need to take his work, take the ball and run with it, right? I heard that somewhere, right? We need to take the ball and run with it. And that's what 2021 is going to show us. We need to have the disclosure of the truth and the disclosure of these advancements that Tesla and others Some of us have heard of the Rife machine, another device to help people. Have you ever seen a Rife machine before? If you have, let me know, because I haven't seen one. Right. So we want to give these back to the people. And we want to have the front and center expansion of mental health awareness. Our children are counting on us as well. Defend those that cannot defend themselves, light warriors. That's what we're here to do. So I hope that this message was helpful for all of you. Remember, free will is the law of the universe in 2021. You're creating it. Ask yourself every day. That's your New Year's resolution. I gave you one if you didn't have one. What are you doing today that will help create the 5D Earth? And if you've stumbled across this message, if you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people. And please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. I'm sending this transmission out there for all that hear this. All dimensional beings. Release the people in 2021. We give back control to the people because we're here to live freely. We're here to live in abundance. We're here to live in happiness. This is now officially the age of Aquarius, though it takes some time to shift. But we're going through the shift now, and it's time to restore the quality of everyday life for all people around the world. How's that, Light Warriors? How's that, Sky Command? All right, so I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you again tomorrow, unless if something happens and I have to do another live like I did the other day. But we're going to keep moving forward. We're in the age of Aquarius. It's my honor to do this. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you all. And I really do appreciate when you share with at least one other person. So when you get off this, if you share with someone that might resonate with this message, I've gotten many comments in the last couple of weeks that people was finally on this channel, but it happens authentically through common everyday life people. We're going to teach and we're going to learn how this authentically happens through free will. This will be authentic and this will go through the people. So I'll see you again very soon, Light Warriors. Barbara, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Love to you all. Remember, because of free will, we are the controllers of creating the 5D Earth. You must do it. I must do it. We all must do it together. And don't worry about subconscious programs, Light Warriors. It has already been done. You know why, Light Warriors? We cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of expansion in 2021. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension, the new Earth. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. All right, Light Warriors. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you going out there. Share this message. Share other messages that resonate with you on all platforms. If you've just come across this, I suggest you look at my Schumann resonance videos because they're going to be very helpful with real scientific evidence of the event. We're going to be connecting with a lot of new people because of the title. of this video. A lot of people are interested in world predictions, right? But we could share the energies that are out there, but collectively we have to create the 5D Earth. So get out there with the New Year's resolution of what are you going to do today? Will you do one thing to help create the 5D Earth? All right, Light Warriors. I'm excited too. Appreciate all of you. I hope this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste. All right, get going. Victory of the light.